Hello beautiful people, welcome to the channel. Reverend Debbie here, hope you're all doing well. I have a new setup. I bought myself a ring light and with a stand for the phone, so hopefully this is a better picture. The only thing is the lights you can see reflect in my glasses, so I'm going to try and keep my head turned slightly. If you do find it annoying, let me know what you think of this setup in the comments below. I can always go back to something different. So they're going to be playing around for a while with the lights. So today's video, you shouldn't dress like that if you don't want to be essayed. Who's heard that? I have. I'm pretty sure many women out there have heard that phrase in their life. And it's not a nice phrase to use against a woman if she's dressed attractively. A woman can't help her attractiveness or her unattractiveness. Let's face it, we are born with what we look like. We can always go and get plastic surgery. But come on, the vast majority of people on this planet can't afford it. And who wants to go through all that unnecessary surgery anyway? I certainly don't. So this phrase came up recently with me in a conversation that I was having with a man. And it was a story about an incident in a pub that he had. And I'm not going to go into the story because it's irrelevant to this, this actual phrase. I don't think that people, especially men, are aware that this phrase is patriarchal misogyny. It's systemic. It is being brought down through generations into our lives. And here we are now suffering the consequences of that phrase. It's basically blaming the woman for the man's want or desire to essay them. Because you're dressed like that, I have the right to essay you. Do you see how little sense that makes? That just because I'm wearing a short skirt, a low-cut top, fishnet stockings, high-heeled shoes or boots, that's my choice. I'm wearing that for myself, not for you. And just because I'm dressed like that does not give you, as the man, the right to essay me, or even the right to say that. I remember being a child and, I was a teenager, and my parents saying to me, "Don't dress like that. You shouldn't dress like that when you go out." Well, why? Why can't I wear what I want to wear? Obviously, I'm wearing clothes that cover the bits that need to be covered. But it is not me with a big sign saying, "Yes, you can essay me. Here I am." It's me expressing myself. And this woman was expressing herself. It's victim blaming. Now, this man was around my age. And as I say, it's victim blaming. It's blaming that woman for dressing like that for that male's essay. Now, we know that this phrase is often used in court proceedings where the man will say to, the prosecutor, for example, will say, or the defender's lawyer rather will say, "But you were wearing this, or you were drunk, or so." That doesn't mean that I now wear a sign that says, "Yes, you can essay me." Surely it should be the man's responsibility to keep it in their pants. Is it that difficult? Is it really that difficult to do? A woman who dresses like that is dressing like that to express herself. Perhaps she is wanting to attract a man in her life. Perhaps she's wanting to attract a specific kind of man. I was goth, so I always wore very sort of corset type clothing and, short skirts and boots. That was my dress sense, and I still wear that sometimes when I go out. I tend to dress a little bit more demurely on videos for the algorithms. But it should not be up to somebody else to tell me how to dress to avoid being essayed. It should be up to somebody telling the man, Just because a woman is dressed like that doesn't mean you can essay her. I think a lot of the problem with today is the fact that porn is so readily available. It is so readily available on the internet. And back in the day when I was a kid, you used to have to go into the shop and it was up on the top shelf, or, you know, somebody would have a video or something and lend it to you or whatever. But porn was not that easily accessible. Now it is. And it seems like many men think that all women are the same. All women are like these women in these, you know, movies. Well, no, we're not. A woman would consent to that if she wanted to. Doesn't mean that every woman wants to do that. Doesn't mean that every woman wants to be in a porn movie. So basically, a woman should be able to wear what she wants to within reason, obviously, like I say, covering up the bits that matter. But that does not give the man the right to essay that woman. And this is what that phrase is saying. It is saying to that woman, well, you know, you're not a victim because you dress like that. I'm the victim because I have urges and needs that I can't control, so I'm going to do that. What is the problem here? Is the problem the woman wearing the outfit, or is the problem the man unable to control his urges? Women, as I say, are often blamed for essay, and we don't do it to ourselves, do we? As I said, in court, the woman will be looked at as being to blame for having been essayed, which is why many women do not even go to court or the police when they are essayed in any way, shape or form by whomever, because they know that they are going to be blamed for it in a court of law by the defendant's lawyers. And it's not their fault. They didn't wear a sign that said, yes, I'm wearing this short skirt so you can essay me. No. They're wearing that short skirt because they want to. They're wearing that short skirt to make them feel happy about themselves. Women don't dress for men. Women dress for themselves and for other women. Now, that sounds strange, I know. But I know if I'm with a group of women, I'm going to receive compliments. I'm going to receive either positive compliments or negative compliments. But I don't want a man to think that I'm dressing for them and that means that they can then essay me, because it doesn't. There's also the phrase, she was asking for it. And the woman may have been intoxicated and perhaps she was flirting. Oh, she's asking for it. No, if she was asking for it, she would have asked for it. And she probably said no, but you're still blaming her for your inability to keep it in your pants. This is not acceptable anymore. Women, we have to change this. We have to stand up for our rights. We have to stand against this patriarchal, misogynistic, systemic society that we live in. And we have to make the patriarchy understand that by saying these things, they are perpetuating this kind of essay. Again, it's as a man's unchecked sexual urges that is causing this. It's not the woman. Stop blaming the woman for something that is your fault. It needs to change. And the first thing we do is women need to speak up about this. But more importantly, men need to change. They need to change their attitudes and their actions. They need to educate boys. We as women can educate girls, but they need to educate boys so that they recognise that just because a woman wears a short skirt doesn't mean that you can essay her. Otherwise, women will always be blamed for their victim status because of what they wear or what they drink. What are your thoughts on this? I'd love to hear them in the comments section below. Have you ever had that said to you? I have. Pretty sure many women out there have. So let's try and make the changes that we need to make in this world in order for us to move forward in a positive, less adversarial way of life. Blessed be.